Hello, and thank you for joining me for Canva 2.0 training. I am very excited to be here to present this training to you guys. I did Canva 1.0 and I had some really raving reviews. So I was super excited when Canva invited me to come into their program to be a Canva certified creative. And of course, I accepted. So I'm a part of the Canva certified creative team. And so now I'm going to bring to you the Canva 2.0 training. For those of you who don't know me, I'll do a quick introduction of myself. My name is Lakeisha Sarba. I am a systems and automation specialist. I help entrepreneurs transition from the hustle of entrepreneurship into CEO. And how I do that is helping them to create workflow processes, integrate systems and implementation and automate their businesses and bring in a team to help them so that they can not, so that they can finally scale their business and stop working so much in their business and start working on their business instead. All right, so that's a bit about me. So let's jump right in and to do this Canva training. I'm so excited to share it with you guys. All right. So along the left side of Canva is the Canva dashboard. And here you'll find a drop down. You can be connected to a couple of different Canva accounts from here. This is my Canva certified creative account. You're not going to find any designs in here because it's a newer account. I've been a creative for a few months now, but all of my designing I do under under my other personal profile. But you can have multiple different accounts and profiles within this Canva if you have different teams and things like that that you work for. For instance, if you're a virtual assistant or someone that does graphic design, then you can have your clients invite you and you can kind of be a part of their Canva, and then that way you'll be able to access it from this same dashboard the way that I'm showing you right here, okay? Another thing here is if you have any notifications, this is something really new of Canva. So any notifications or anything like that, you'll have this little bell that's here. That's new for Canva 2.0. If you're ready to create a design, you can easily just create a design by clicking a button here. There's also a way for you to search for your designs that you've already created right here in this search box here on the left-hand side. Now, this will show you all of your designs that you already have. This will take you back to Canva 2.1 if you want to go back. They're asking you to kind of give them a reason why, and they'll easily, submit you back. But I don't think anyone would want to go back. If you're still working in Canva 1.0, I encourage you to give Canva 2.0 a try. All right. And then anything that's shared with you, like a shared folder from other people, this is, again, my team for Canva Creative. And so they're sharing the logos and different things like that for the Canva Creative team. And then it looks like a team member went in and kind of did something for fall fashions here. Here it'll share like your team members, people who are a part of your team. If you're going to share your Canva team out with you can share your Canva out with like team members, and it'll show like the team members that are there. And then it also provides your brand's colors. One thing that I want to mention here about the brand colors is that you can have up to 3 brand colors on the free version of Canva, but when you upgrade to Canva Work, you can get a wide variety of different branding templates. And why is that important? Because if you, like me, have multiple businesses and you're creating graphics for those different businesses, it's great to be able to already have those colors set, because I don't know about you, but I cannot remember a hex color to save my life. So this really works really well, especially if you have multiple businesses that you're working on and you need to remember multiple brand colors. This comes in really handy at that time. Under your brand, it also has your template, so you can set the templates that you want for your brand as well in here, and you can upload other fonts if there are fonts in Canva that you don't want to use, or if your brand uses a specific font, then you can always upload that font here. Again, that is exclusive to the Canva for Work account, and you're going to hear me point that out because I work in the Canva for Work account. I think it's like $12 a month. But it does give you a few added benefits to using it, and I'm going to share those benefits with you along the way. If you've never used Canva, if you're not familiar with Canva at work, that'll really help you to determine if you want to kind of upgrade and try it out for the $12 a month or not. All right, so again, this is your dashboard for your brand. And then you have logo. You can put your logo here as well, in here in your Canva account. Um, and then there's a team stream here if you have a team, and it'll just stream, you know, what the team is working on. And again, it just shows the stuff that I had before. And then you can find any templates, find templates, and that's the templates, all the templates that are housed within Canva. And we're going to go through all the templates in a minute, but they've uploaded a lot more. So it's over 50,000 templates now in Canva. So that's really exciting. It gives you an idea of how much you can do in this system. Okay. Another thing that you can do now is you can add folders, which is so cool. In the new Canva 2.0, in the free version, you can only add 2 folders, but in the Canva at Work, you can have unlimited folders. And that is so good because you can have different folders for, like, this is my training folder, for my Canva trainings. This is for my Canva Creatives brand kit that they shared with me. And then I can also create, you know, unlimited folders, however many folders that I want, because again, I am in the Canva, you know, I'm in the Canva for Work. Okay. So again, if you have the Canva free, if you're going to be working in the free version, you're only going to get 2 folders for that. All right, so now that and can't forget about the trash can. There's also a trash can here. So anything that you have deleted in your Canva account, it actually stays in the trash can for 30 days and it'll automatically delete it out. If you want to put it back in, for instance, if you deleted something by mistake, all you have to do is come down to this trash can and then put it back into your account. It'll go back in, or you have the option to delete it forever. And so as you can see, I was in here playing around a little bit with these things. And so I'm going to just go ahead and delete that forever. And I'm going to put that one back in. All right. So that is pretty much how the trash can works. Okay. All right. So that's everything from our left-hand side. I'm going to go back up to the top to all your designs. And so on this page, right in the middle here is where we're going to come at the top. And it says, what would you like to design? Which is so awesome because now in Canva 2.0, all you have to do is a quick search. Say if you want to design something on Facebook, you do a quick search, and everything that is in here that has a template that is sized for Facebook, here are all the different things that are available to you. All right, so you can choose whichever one you want, and when you choose it, you know, it will automatically create a new pop-up window will come, and it'll automatically create your canvas for you to design. So I'm going to leave that open right here, but I'm going to go back over here to our Canva. All right, so again, so if you wanted to do something in Twitter, you can type in Twitter, and then again, you can do a Twitter headboard, a post, or even a Twitch banner there. If you wanted to do something in, let's say, Instagram, you can do an Instagram post or an Instagram story right there. Okay, so these are the different options that they have. But if you want to just scroll through and see what kind of options they have available, you could do that. You can create a poster, a logo. You can even do a presentation in Canva, social media, a flyer. You can do a card if you want to send someone a card. An A4 document. These are really big with, like, the planning community. If you want to create a planner, they have the A4 size document. A YouTube thumbnail, which comes in so handy in my videos here, that when I create my training videos, I always do a YouTube thumbnail, and I probably will do that for this video so I can show you exactly how that works. And then they have infographics, business cards, guys. I mean, you can do a ton of stuff in here, resumes. You can do a Pinterest graphic, okay, everything. You can even do your YouTube channel art in here, a Facebook event cover. I mean, it goes on and on. A menu, if you have a restaurant, if you're having an event with food, you can do a yummy menu, right? Letterhead is one that I use a lot because I create a lot of, like, freebie downloadables for my clients. And so that is one that I use a lot as well. A book cover, if you guys are authors out there, you can also come in and create a book cover, CD covers, that's a new one. I mean, it's a lot of different things. You can do labels, announcements, Etsy shop icons, LinkedIn banner. Okay, so you get the idea. There's a lot of different things that you can do in here, even tags. Okay, if you're making clothes or you need tags for something, you can even design your own tags in here. All right, so again, this is a way for you to be able to search, and then you can even click here, you know, right there on the hyperlink underneath where it says Instagram, Facebook poster, Facebook cover, logo, and then select the one that you want. Okay. Another thing up here, up in the upper right-hand corner is if you're creating something custom and the size or whatever it is that you're creating is not here in a template, you can always come and do your own custom design by putting the width and the height in there. Okay. Or you can even do inches or centimeters, millimeters. Okay. So however it is that you need to get your custom dimensions, you can definitely do that. And once you put in your custom dimensions in here, let me show you. If we do a custom dimensions of 50, 100, then there it is. And then it'll turn blue and you'll be able to create your design and it'll automatically bring up that size right here in a new window for you. Okay. All right, so that's it for the top. And if we scroll down, it'll tell you some things that are recommended for you. What you'll find is if you're new to Canva and you go in to create an account, Canva is gonna ask you now, like, what type of business do you have? What type of things are you gonna be creating? So they know exactly what type of templates to provide to you so that you can create them quick. And so these are the recommendations that I have for me that pops up for mine is social media, a presentation, a poster, and then I can just keep scrolling over on all the different all the different recommendations that it has. This is another way for you to search for the templates that you want to create or the designs that you want to create, okay? So there are 3 different ways that you can do this. You can do it from the sidebar over here on the left under Find Templates, and you can go through here and find the templates that you want. Under the 500 templates, you can search whatever it is that you're looking for. Let's say we're looking for a book cover, right? Or just put in book, right? So book cover came up, bookmark came up, architecture book cover, art book cover, right? So those are the different things that came up. Let's say we're looking for a letter. Right? And so letter come up, letterhead, artist letterhead, business letterhead. So whatever it is that you're looking for, again, you can type it in up at the top, or you can come down here and hover over these different items and it'll tell you exactly what it is, right? So this is a coffee shop Facebook ad. This is a blue simple circle accessory Twitter post. This is a vintage, this is a gray vintage typewriter, English style, something or another, right? So you can just kind of go through and decide, if it's something that you see here that you like and you want to start designing on it, then you can just click that thing like this. If we wanted to create a document with that, we would just click there and then we would be able to see what other type of templates that are in here under this one. So it looks like this is more like a tutoring type thing for like school. And so you have a lot of different, like these are flyers, a lot of different academic and tutoring type flyers that are here that you can choose from, okay? But if we go back to templates, it'll take us back to where we wanna go. We can also browse right here under browse templates. And if we wanna look at all posters, we just click posters and it'll bring up all the posters, templates that are in here. Okay, and let's see, and it's actually you can do it by category. Like if it's an event, if it's like an event poster, then you can select event. If it's a festival poster, you can select festival, right? So it really helps you to kind of narrow down what it is that you're looking for, so you don't have to waste your time searching so much. That's a new added feature in 2.0. It helps you to easily get to the items that you need so that you can find the actual template that you want to kind of use, and then you go in and you tweak it to make it your own. One thing that I want to add here is if you are new to Canva or if you are new to design or new to kind of doing this thing, you don't want to waste your time trying to recreate the wheel, coming in here trying to like do things from scratch, unless you just have that type of time on your hands. I know as an entrepreneur, I don't have that time on my hands. And so I like to come in and use the templates. I will redesign them and make them my own. Sometimes I have like an idea in my head that's really simple and I just want to kind of design it. So I will go with a blank canvas. Like this is a blank canvas that I'm talking about. And so I won't use any of the templates over here on this side. But for the most part, I am using the templates and then I'm just kind of redesigning them or recreating them to make them my own, okay? And these are some ideas of some logos. So for those of you that may be new and maybe you can't really afford to do a logo right now with a professional designer, this gives you some ideas for some things that you can kind of do. You can just, decide if you want to do, a logo. If there's something here that you like, you can just take it and make it your own, right? For instance, this looks, let's see. All right, this looks like a really cool logo for like a podcast or something like that. And here are a couple of other ones. Right? So you can decide. So let's say we'll take that one. So we click on the one that we want and we want to use this template right here. Then we would just go right here to use template and it tells you who actually created the template and the creator's name. So if we want to use the template, we do use template, and then automatically this template then kind of comes right over into our canvas with the right size and everything. We don't have to resize or anything like that. We can go in and we can manipulate it and change the color and stuff, and I'm going to show you how to do that in just a moment. All right, so but let's go back to where we were, to templates. Right, so again, you just kind of go with whatever it is that you're looking for, book covers, and then find the book cover that you want. If you want to use the template section, this is a way for you to do that. Or again, you can search here, okay, to kind of get your templates. Another way that you can do it is, for instance, if you want to create a social media banner or cover, social media post, you could click on the social media post. It would then bring up a blank canvas for you, okay? So this is what I'm calling a blank canvas, is this page right here, because it's blank. I call it a canvas because it's like where you're kind of creating art on it. So that's why I call it that. I don't know what Canva calls it, but I call it a canvas. All right. And so when you're in here and you're in your design canvas, you can see the navigation changes at the top. So let's go ahead and let's start at the top navigation, and then we'll work our way down to the right. So here at the top, if you decide that you don't want to work in this or you want out, you can press the home button like you've seen me do in the previous steps, and it'll take you back to the home page. The home page is here. Okay, so this is your home base right here. So if we were to click the home button, it would just take us back to this home page. All right, so then and when you click design, it gives you more information about your design. If you're in here and you forget, sometimes like I do, sometimes I forget, like, what size is this? What is this? Is this a Facebook post, or what is it that what am I doing in here? So you can always go back to design and you can see the actual size of your social media, of what it is, right? So this is a social media post. You can also show margins if you needed to show margins, and if you needed to kind of stay within those margins, you can do that. You can create a new design if you wanted to do that, and you can just do it right here from this window. If you wanted to do a print bleed, you could do that as well. A print bleed, for those of you that may be new to this, if you're printing anything out, so if you're going to be creating flyers to print out, or planners or book covers, anything that needs to be printed out, then you don't want to go past these bleed lines. So you want to create your design and do not go past the gray. So stay within the white and not past the gray box. So that's pretty much what a bleed, show the bleed print is, okay? So those are some things. And then if you wanted to make a copy of this, say if you created something and you really liked it, but you wanted to use it for something else, right? You don't want to create within this canvas, you wanted to create a whole nother document, you could totally do that. You would just make a copy here, and then it would just automatically pop up in a new window right over here. Okay, and as you can see at the top, it says untitled design, because we haven't named our design as of yet. Okay, and a design goes with the entire work of this. So it works with all of this, and I'll show you exactly how that works. Now, if you decide that you're working in here and you work and you say, oh my goodness, this is a really cool design, I would really like to do, this is a social media post, but I really like to do this in a Twitter post as well. What you could do is you could resize it. You could go and you can say, okay, I want to do a Twitter post. So you can search for Twitter at the top, and then you can create a Twitter post, and you could do copy and resize, right? So there are two options that you could do here. You could just resize this post that you're in and resize it to make it that Twitter post. But if you want to keep this design, but additionally create a Twitter design based off of the design that you created, you would just do copy and resize. And what it would do is it would create this template or this design in the size of a Twitter post, as you can see right here when we go to design. All right, but I'm going to show you how that works in real time when we are like designing something and want something that is designed, how it works, because you're going to have to make some tweaks to it because the sizes are a bit different. Okay, so we'll close that out and go back here. All right, so that is our resizing option here. And of course, these are our, redo and undo buttons. That's self-explanatory. And then it tells you all the changes saved. So pretty much Canva is going to be saving your documents and stuff as you go along. As you're working along, Canva will be saving those. Okay. Another way that you want to do is if you want to save your work, which I recommend that everyone does, because whenever you want to search for your work, it's going to make it so much easier to find your things if you name it. So I'm going to call this Canva Training 2.0. Okay. All right, so I've named my Canva here. And as you can see, once I name it, it then also changes the name up here at the top. Browser bar or button or whatever that is up there. Okay, and then you also have the option to share your design. So you can share it with as many people as you want here, and you can give them the option to edit it or to not edit it or anything like that. Because I am in the Canva Creatives account, I can't really share anything in here. Oh, it says your design is empty. You need to add some elements before I share it with anyone. Okay, so I may need to do that. And then, of course, is our download feature. Of course, when you want to download your documents, it would just be this arrow here to download. And then you can choose the actual type that you want to download. But because my canvas is empty, it's giving me a hard time. So let's go ahead and put something in our canvas. There we go. All I did was clicked on the designs here on the side. And I'm going to show you more about those in a minute. And it just kind of jumped over here, but let's see. All right, so now it'll let me share and invite some people in because I have something on my actual canvas, which is cool. So you can put in the email address of people, and then you have the option to let them just view it and let you know if they like it, or they can come in and edit it if they have a Canva account, okay? So just be careful with these two options, with the edit or the view when you're sharing. All right, and then you also have the download, and here you have the options to download and the different options that you have, the PNG, the JPEG, the PDF, or the PDF print. All right, and now we also have the publish here on the other side, and download is suggested. This is the suggested download format. And they're saying that the suggested download format is a JPEG because they're assuming that this is going to be an image and not like a PDF type printable document. But of course, you can download in any format you want. It's completely up to you how you want to do that, okay? Also, you can present this as a presentation. If you wanted to do like a presentation, you could. And this is a really neat thing that Canva came up with. If you were in Canva 1.0, then you remember how they were doing or attempting to do like the automation, right? The animation. And so what this presentation does is it provides a little bit of animation, and I'll show you how it does that. You can do fade, you can do simple, you can do tile, circle, slide, rise, or wipe. And as you can see, that was a wipe. So, and then it also shows you here in this box what it looks like. Okay, this is very new to Canva 2.0 because we didn't have this in Canva 2.1, but this is a really great added feature. And if I just wanted to click on simple and you give it a minute, it should show you what the simple one would look like. There it is. So that's the fade. how fade looks. Let's see if they'll show us simple. Simple doesn't want to work. Okay. Let's see tile. Okay. So that's how tile would look. Circle. So this is what your graphic would look like in animation, or their form of animation anyway. Okay. Rise. Okay. Wipe. There we go. And that's going across. Okay. You can also set a timer if you wanted to do like an autoplay, or if you wanted a looping play. Now the looping thing is very new too, because the looping is like a Giphy, that Giphy. I know some people spell it Gify as well, or GIF, a GIF. If you wanted it to kind of have that automated replay, which is really fun, you could do that, but you want to put it on like the auto looping. Auto play means that it's just going to play, you know, just going to do that kind of auto play thing. But if you want it in a loop like a GIF, then you can do that as well. And then it tells you like seconds per slide, you know. If you're going to do like a presentation type slideshow, then how many seconds do you want it to be on each slide before you present? Okay. Now this, when you're working with just one page or just one slide for this presentation, these pages would kind of turn into slides. If you're just working with one slide and not two, then I would recommend something different. I would recommend, let's see, the presentation, and then the auto looping, and then don't even worry about the slide. You want to actually, I'm sorry, download it. Let's see here. There it is. You want to go to animation, right? With an animation, it says here you can do like a MP4/GIF is what it's going to be, almost like a little movie, and it just kind of keeps going over and over and over again, or like a little video that keeps going over and over again. If you only have one page here, that's what I would recommend doing. The presentation is more for when you have multiple pages, and I'll actually show you what that looks like as well. Okay. So you have the presentation, you have social media. You can search for social media pages here. And this is the different social media pages. And what it's asking you is if you want to publish, if you want to share to social media pages. That's something new that Canva is doing. Now, if you remember before, you could share to social media pages, but it didn't really look that good, right? It had all of Canva's branding on it. It looked kind of really wonky. But now with this, you can actually share to your social media page, and it will look exactly as if you're using like a Hootsuite or another type of social media scheduling platform to do that. And I'll show you how to do that as well shortly. So you could do that. You can also do professional prints. Canva has a professional printing service. So if you want to do any type of prints, you can create your documents and items in here, and then you can have them pay for it here in Canva, and then have Canva print them, and then they'll send them to you in the mail. So that's a great service to have as well. If for those of us that don't like to kind of leave out the house to go to Kinko's or go to somewhere to like a local printing, you can definitely have them print them and then mail them to you. Or if you're doing things for clients, you can have them, you know, print and then mail to the client or wherever they need to go. All right, and then this is all the publishing options. You can publish to your Facebook, your Twitter. Canva also has a scheduler, and I'm actually going to be doing a separate training on the Canva scheduler, so make sure that you look for that as well. Again, that's the automation that I just told you about. When you're doing just like the one page type graphic, you want to use the automation. You can post to your LinkedIn profile, your LinkedIn company page, Pinterest, Tumblr, WeChat, and then again, all the different options for you to print. You can also embed your Canva designs too. This is another new thing with Canva 2.0, and you can create a website from these designs. I'm not going to show you with this one, but I'm going to show you with another one, because this one is not going to make much sense if we do it. You can also share this to your Canva profile. So for all of my friends out there that are creating Canva documents or Canva like images and stuff, if you are like a graphic designer or you help your clients with graphic design, posting these and sharing the things that you've created, of course, with your client's permission, or you can even do some like mock-up stuff. And sharing it on your Canva profile would be a great way for you to get new clients as well, because a lot of people do shop and look at the Canva profile for like inspiration. And I'm sure if people see something really good, they will contact you to see what you would charge to do it for them. Okay. And then of course here you can purchase premium elements if you have any within your design. Okay, so that is everything from the top across here. And let's go jump back over here to the right, going to the left, going down. So this is the templates. So these are all the different templates that you have. And what Canva's done now is that they have separated the templates. So this is everything for like real estate, social graphics, quote social graphic, sales social graphic. And remember, our design is a social media, right? So everything in here is going to be geared toward a social graphic. So this is a sale, travel, days and events, party social, tips, results, tips, and then this is all results, like everything. You can just kind of search through everything. And again, what this is if you decide you don't want this design, you just click on another one. Right? And if you decide that you don't want that design, you click on another one. And what you do is anytime you click, it just overrides what was already on your Canva board here. So you want to be really careful when you do this, because if you say, okay, I like this one, but I want another design, make sure that you add a new page right here underneath this canvas. You want to add a new page here. And I'm not sure why I brought that picture over there, but that's fine. We can override that too with something like that, right? So you just decide how you want these things to come. Okay. And sometimes this is a new platform, so we have to be patient and work with Canva. Sometimes it's just a little glitchy, and that's okay, because I'm sure they're going to work out all the kinks because it is still a little new. Okay, so that's what you would do. You would make sure that you're on the Canva that you want, click in it, and then click what you want to bring in. Okay, so these are 3 different designs that we brought in here. And if you decide that, yeah, I really like the layout, but I don't like the image, that's not a problem. You can totally change the image, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, but that's a way for you to be able to bring in these templates over into your canvas, right? So the next step is the elements, right? And here in the elements have changed as well. If you've worked in Canva 1, you see that this is a big change here. These are the free photos. Canva has tons and tons and tons of free photos. And if there is a photo that isn't free, guess what? It's only $1, right? So a good image, $1 for a good image is great, especially if you don't want to pay for like a stock photo membership. Right now I'm paying like, I think $35 for a stock photo membership, because I use, photos. My team uses photos for our clients, and so we have to have photos available. We would prefer to pay the $35 and try to pull something off of Google and then get sued for it, okay? So if you are out there pulling images off of Google, stop doing it. Like, people are really getting sued by other people, like the original designers or the original photographers, for doing that. So make sure that you do not do that. If you want some free stock images, I have a list of, I forget what my list is now, but it's a long list of free stock photos websites that you can go to get some really great free stock photo images. And I even still use some of the free stock images because they're from photographers that take some really cool pictures that are kind of out of the box that you may not find like on Adobe Stock or somewhere else, okay? So don't search for photos on Google, trust me, okay? Trust me on this. Make sure that you reach out to me if you don't have, if you don't know any free image websites, and I'll be more than happy to share my list with you. All right, so these here are some free photos here, and we can go and click all, and I'll show you. These are all the free photos here within Canva that you can choose from. If it's a photo that you're looking for, right? So we can say women walking, right? And you search it and press enter, and it'll show you all the images of women walking. And you'll see that you'll get some type of like illustrations here as well. If you don't want the illustrations and you just want photos, just click on photos to narrow it down. And then it'll only show you photos of women walking or whatever it is that you want. Okay, and again, you can see there's some really cool photos here that are free, but then as you come down, there are some paid ones. Again, $1 is not bad for a really good image. Okay, and if you see one of these images that you like, and I told you that if you wanted to change this out and you really don't want that camera there, and you want this girl running in the sunshine, all you got to do is click and pull, drag and drop, right? Click, drag and drop right over there. And voila, you have a whole new image or a whole new picture over there. The same goes for these pictures down here. Now, if you pull a template in and it has the Canva written on it and it has those little X's, that means that those pictures are not free. You're gonna have to pay $1 for those images. If you don't wanna pay $1 for your images, then what you wanna do is look for houses. Houses. Find free houses like this one. Take it, drop it. There you go. Or you may even have some of your own images, and I'll show you how you can upload your own images as well that you can put in here, okay? But it's really that simple, guys, all right? And if you're looking for more of an illustration, they would be under graphics, and we put in houses, so these are gonna be all the kind of illustration houses there, okay? So you have both, and the illustrations are the same. Some are free and some are paid. All right, so back to all elements. I'll get rid of that house there. All right, so that's the photos. Now the grids are a bit different. The grids are what you put your images in, okay? So this, again, this color, we can delete this. If this is a background color that comes from one of the pictures above, you can totally delete that by just going to the trash can right there. Okay, if you want to change this background image, you can definitely do that. You can make it whatever color you want. But if you find that you don't want that, go to the trash can and delete it, and it goes back to the white canvas. Okay, now for the grid is very different. I'm going to open that up. The grid is where we drop the images into. All right, so if you wanted to kind of do your own thing and kind of freestyle it, you can bring in this grid like this. You can drag and drop, or you can click on it and it'll automatically come right over there, okay? Now, in this grid, there are a couple of things you have an option for these grids. As you can see, you can do so many different things with grids. If you want your photo to be split in half, you have that option. And what that looks like, go to some photos, is this and this. So it's kind of half. You see that? It's half and half. Okay, so that's what that photo is going to look like if you want that type of grid. Okay, or you can delete this out, and when you go to delete it, it's going to ask you, do you want to delete just the images that are in the grid, or you want to delete the entire grid off of the canvas? You can delete just the image and then delete that image and then come back to your grid, or you can delete the entire grid off of your canvas. Okay. So let's say for training's sake, we're just going to go ahead with the grid of this one image here. And that's how you would bring that in. And then if we X'd out of grids and went back to photos, and then when you click on photos, it also gives you an option of like bare essentials, people, interior, pastels, negative space, florals, food. So you have like a different variety, professional. Let's go in professional and see what they have. Right, and if you wanted to bring that over, you could do that, drag and drop that picture. So you have that image on your grid. Now I'm going to show you what happens when you don't have a grid and you want to add a picture. When you don't have a grid and you want to add a picture, the picture comes into your space like this. Then you have to kind of stretch the picture out and do this kind of funky stuff. Let me refresh this board because it's acting a little wonky is what I'll say. Okay, there we go. Right, and as we're stretching this picture out, right, so that's what it's going to look like without the grid. You're going to have to kind of stretch the picture out. If you want a part of the picture that's not shown here, you can always go to crop, and then you can position the picture wherever you want it to be. You can do this as well when you're using the canvas, when you're using the grid, okay? The grid just kind of snaps the picture into place, and it doesn't, you don't have to stretch the picture out and make it all stretched out. And, you know, sometimes you stretch it out, it stretches out the resolution and it doesn't look all that good. So that's why I always recommend using the grid instead of just putting the picture on the canvas. But you can do that too. Again, this is your option, right? This is your thing, and you kind of design and do things the way that you want to. Okay. All right. So that is that for the elements. Let's go back and see. Right. So these are photos, the grids, and then of course we have shapes. Shapes are really fun if you want to add some more like texture and dimension into your images. You can add shapes here to that. And what I like to do a lot with my shapes is to make them translucent so that you can kind of see through them a little bit. You can move your shapes around and put them anywhere if you want to do like a kind of block like that, or put it right in the middle there. If you want to just cover the entire thing up, you could do that. And so that it's not so bright. Some pictures you want to kind of like dull down. With that yellow couch is really nice. I don't know if I'd want to do that, but I'm just giving you, you know, some options here. You can also change the color of that box there to have it whatever color you want to turn it to. You can do something like that if you wanted a more of a yellow type picture with that yellow couch there. Okay, so that's an option that you have to do that. And if you wanted to maybe even bring in another layer, and this is kind of like a box, just kind of like the outline of a square. And you can, in order to say this is really big, so if you don't really want that thick line and you want a more of a thin defined line, you can make it smaller by going up, right? So you want to take it up this way, and then you want to bring it out and do some other things with it. And then you can, you know, play with it. You could do something like that, or just put it right there in the middle. You can bring it out. Right, so you want to just play with the different designs and the different features, so you can kind of do something like that to create an added element to it. Right, so again, you just play with these, and these are all the different aspects that you have in here within the shapes area. And then you have charts. Charts is really cool if you're going to do any type of charting. Again, illustrations, icons are really fun. If you need icons for like your website or icons for a document you're creating, to pull them in. Lines also. And then frames are really cool because you can add a picture into your frame. If you do like live streams or something where you want to have your picture on it, or if you are, you know, a podcast host and you're having like a guest on your podcast, you could do, you know, something like bring in this frame, and you can change the color around the frame, and then you can bring in an image of the person's photo right here. The person's face could go there, and then of course you can add your text around it, or you could also even add your photo as well if you're going to be the host of this show. Right, so both of your photos could be there, and of course the circles would be like the color of your podcast, the color of your branding. So you could kind of do something like that, and then, you know, have a title above it, and then some text, whatever about the show, whatever, and underneath it. So there's a lot of different fun things that you can do. If you wanted to even add more of a pop, you can even add a background color to it. Okay. So again, Canva is fun when you play around with it. Don't be intimidated by it. Canva is very forgiving, because if you decide that this sucks and you don't really want this, all you have to do is come here to the page and delete, and it's gone. And then you're back to page 4. See how unforgiving that was? You forgot it was even there, right? All right, so that's it for elements. The next one is text. So text is a little different. I know a lot of people, I've heard like from my classes, that people are not really happy about the text situation, because it's like you have to search so much and so deep to get the text that you want. Title and paragraph used to be really easy to find at the top, and now you got to dig a little bit to get in there, but it's not a problem, right? You just got to do a little searching to kind of get there, and that's fine. So say for instance, if you wanted something like this, You would bring that in. And again, it's really simple. You could just do a click to bring it in, or a drag and a drop to bring it in, okay? And if you see, like this is a title, header, and then the paragraph, if you wanted to kind of do whatever you're creating and you wanted it to have the title, the header, and the paragraph like that with those sizes, great, right? You just change the size of it. The Savvy Kitchen. Okay, or something like that, right? So you kind of decide what it is that you want. And maybe if you decide, you know what, I just want this top and I want this bottom, but I don't want this kitchen here, you can ungroup this. So this doesn't have to stay grouped. You see how you're moving it around and it comes together on the canvas because it's grouped together. You don't have to have it grouped together. You can totally ungroup this. And then that way you can move each piece individually. So if you just wanted to keep just the Savvy, you can get rid of the, and you can get rid of kitchen and just keep Savvy and put that wherever you want it, just like that, okay? You also have the option to just go right and click just the text right here from the top. And then you can decide here, what do you want that to look like by using these fonts right here along this side. So you have your fonts, all the different type of fonts that you have here. You can even upload your own fonts if you want. You have the font size if you want to make it bigger. You can. Let's see if we can make this super big. So there we go. You can size it. You can change the color of the text. Okay, like that. You can bold it. You can, bold it, unbold it. You can italicize it. You can change it to where if it's like, over to the left, to the middle, to the right. You can change the positioning of the text. You can make it all caps. For instance, if you wrote this out and you're like, goodness, I want this to be all caps, you don't have to erase it and go back in. You just click this button here and it'll automatically put everything in caps for you. Okay. If you want to turn this into a list, you could do that as well. If you want to have like that next to it. And then any type of spacing that you want to do, for instance, with your text, if you feel like you want some space between the letters, then you can do spacing between the letters to make space between them, or you can close up the space there. If it was like this and you wanted it to spacing for the height of the letters, you could do that to put space in between the text, or you can close up the space. Right, so that's spacing. If you want to copy the text, you can copy it and then move it to where you want it to go and then change it. If you want to get rid of that list, you can do that. You can position the text as well. If you wanted the text to go behind something, or if you wanted, to kind of change the positioning of the text. How that would work really well is if there was like there is a color element here. So remember we have the color element here on top of this. So if we wanted to send that Savvy purple back behind the yellow, we could do that. And you see it completely changes the color because it's behind that yellow now, right? Or we can take this square and we can take that and put that backwards. So now it turns into like a yellow, okay? If you don't like any of that and you wanna undo it, you can just do undo, undo, right up here at the top, and it comes right back out, okay? And let's see. If you want to, like this is our color yellow, if we want to do the transparency so that it's darker, we could do that. We can completely hide the image behind there, or we can kind of have it peek out just a little bit, or we can bring it as much as we want, okay? So that is your transparency. And again, we did that by adding the square on top of that image, and you can change that color anytime that you want. Okay. If you want to add a link, an external website link into your image here, you could do that. You just want to click. You don't even have to cover. You don't even have to like hover or select the actual text, because the hyperlink is going to follow the actual text, like this actual text block. So you can have lots and lots of text in, ooh, what happened there? Sorry about that. You can have lots and lots of text in this block, right? And you don't have to select any of it, like a portion of it, because what happens is whenever you decide that you want to hyperlink it to wherever you want it to go, Facebook.com or something like that, or your website or your landing page or whatever you want to hyperlink it to, you could do that and then apply it. It's going to be applied to this entire text block, this entire thing right here, okay? And then if you want to have another hyperlink, you could do that for this text block right here, okay? And then you can add another one. Okay. What you cannot do, you cannot add another hyperlink to the same text box. So if you go back to this text box that we just did for Facebook and you try to add another one, it won't let you because you've already added a hyperlink to that text box, okay? So if you want to create a couple of different texts within one document, you have to make sure that it has its own text block, okay? So I hope that makes sense. And then of course, if you don't like any of it and you want to delete it, you certainly can delete the text right out of there. Okay, so that is that for how the navigation works along the top there. All right, so, and then here are your uploads. So anytime that you want to bring in anything, your own images, anything like that, you can easily drag and drop from a folder, from your desktop, wherever, or you can do upload an image from right here, and you can bring your image in, and it'll upload it. And if you want to use this image instead of this one, you could do that, which may not be good for this because this image is really big. You won't be able to get everything. The sizing is not good for this, but you could do something like that. That's just how easy it is for you just to kind of bring it in. And if you want to upload another image, you can. And once it's done uploading, you would simply, see the little duck floating over here? I love that little ducky. You would simply just drag and drop. Or again, you can just, if you don't want to drag and drop, you could just click and then move it around, okay? And then when the image is there, again, you can crop it and position it wherever you want, whatever it is that you want to look at or whatever you want to bring more attention to in the image, you can crop it to bring more attention to that very thing, okay? So that's how you bring in your own images. And these folders are awesome because you can actually create folders for your work and also your images now, which is really huge. So you can actually have folders for your clients or folder for certain images or folder for certain things that you're doing, and you would just create a new folder. So these are your photo folders and these are your design folders. Okay, Canva also has an app area, Automation Pro. You can turn your beautiful canvas designs into GIFs and videos. And so you would come here and it would kind of teach you how to do all of that, all of those different things. And this is all that's included in Canva for Work. So for those of you that are using the free version of Canva, if you wanted to come over to this work side, but you're not sure, you can use, the Animation Pro, the Organization Pro, that's with the two, being able to use the two folders, one for your images and one for your work. You can have a branding kit. You can upload pro fonts. You can do magic resizing. You can have Image Pro, which Canva gives you access to even more images. The transparent, you can actually print and transparent background. So if you want to print something and you don't want it to have like a white or like a background, just want to print like the transparent image, you could do that. You can also get Canvas schedule, right? And then a new app that they have now is the unlimited Canva images. So all of that comes with the Canva for Work. Okay. So those are some things that you can definitely look at if you are interested in using that. And you can also use your Facebook photos. You can pull in Facebook photos now too as well, if that's something that you choose to do to get your images, okay? So now that you have an idea, right, as we went through Canva, this is everything. Another thing that I wanted to show you here is that if you needed to kind of see detail, you can always change the size of your canvas right down here at the bottom. You can make it as big and as small as you want. And also, if you wanted to kind of make it bigger, you could do that as well. So you can kind of see it in what this is used to be called as like presentation mode, right? And you can also just go right through the different pages in your canvas. Okay. Awesome sauce. All right. So that's it for like the social media type size. I want to go ahead and I want to take you into presentation size because I want you to see what that looks like to actually create a presentation. Okay. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go, get rid of that, and I'm going to go to presents. I'm gonna go back to my home page. I'm gonna search a presentation. You have two sizes. You have the 4.3 or you have the 16.9. I like the 16.9, it's nice and wide. It gives you space to design. Another thing that I wanted to show you too is that you can actually close the side of this. It gives you more space to design in Canva now in 2.0. Which is really fun, right? But we're going to open that back up. We're just going to click here on the black part on the left side because I need to pull in an actual template. Okay, so we're going to grab a template, any template. We're not going to be picky. Let's see, let's find a fun one. I'm so choicey. Let's do that one. This is a powerful sales pitch, right? So when you click on it, it brings you into the actual template and it shows you all the design elements so that you can see what they look like before you actually get started on everything, right? So I like this. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click it. It's going to automatically bring it over here to my canvas, I'm sorry. And once it's to my canvas, I can then go in and I can make changes to this sales pitch. I can make it my own. So that means whatever title I want to create here and subtitle I can, because I can go in and I can change anything. If I don't want that color there, I can change that and I can make that color whatever I want that color to be, right? I can also change the backgrounds of this color, right? So you want to change it and you want to make it your own brand colors, whatever that is for you. Okay, so you can do something like that. And then when we're ready for our second page, we just click new, add new page, and then we bring in the very next design. All right, so this one is the presentation overview, right? So then if I like everything here, then I'm good. If not, I change things up the way that I want to change things up. If that means I want to change, this, and you see how this is all moving together, that means that it's all grouped together. I don't want it all grouped together. I want to ungroup this because I want to be able to manipulate this presentation the way that I want it. So I'm going to ungroup it so that it's ungrouped, and now I can move this how I want to move it. I can move this. I can do what I want to do with this presentation thing if I want to bring it more over here. If I want to bring this more, you see what I'm saying? So you get more flexibility with your design when you ungroup it. Okay, if I want to bring the points over here, if I want to make it, let's see, there we go, like that, so we can see. If I decide that I want to add some bullet points next to it, I could do that, right? So you kind of make it your own, change, the information at the bottom. If I don't want that image that's back there, and what they did with this is that the image is translucent and the color in the background is what is popping out. So you can go in and you can change the color of the background to whatever you want to change it to. Whatever your color is or whatever your brand color is, you can change it to that. Okay. And then the image is what's translucent. Now, if you don't want this image, again, you would go here to your uploaded image and you would change the background image to whatever you want that to be. Okay, so you could do something like that. I'm going to refresh it. Okay. All right, I'm going to refresh again. There we go. So now she's there. We can bring it back up some. All right, so if you wanted to do that, you could do that. And then when you're ready to move on, after making everything, you can move on to the very next one. You just have to come back. We have to come back here and find our page again. We lost our page. Where do we go? Let's see. There it is. Okay. So then our very next one is here, is this. And then you come in and you change your text and everything that you need to do here. And then you go to your next one and so on, right? And so we're creating our presentation. Okay, I'm not going to add too many more pages for training purposes, but that's pretty much how you would create your presentation. Now we can close this out and we can get it all together, make our changes, do everything that we want to do with it. If we want to see how it looks in presentation mode, we can go to the front and see, okay, this is my first page, this is my second page, this is my third, my fourth, my fifth. Looks pretty good. Okay, so an amazing thing that Canva did for presentations is two things that you're going to love. We go here to publish, and we can go see, it's actually suggesting presentation, which is great. And you can decide how you want this presentation to go. So this is a simple transition, as it's showing you on simple. And this is kind of this area right here is kind of like your preview area, right? We can do fade. If we want our presentation to fade in and out, we could do that. And it's showing you how that's doing that. We could do tile. You see how different it looks from when you just have this, like the one image there. We can do circle. Slide. Rise. Swipe. Or wipe, I'm sorry. Okay. And then you can decide if you want to do autoplay. That means if you're doing your presentation and you want to do it autoplay, and you can kind of know, based on how long you're going to be talking, and then, for the slide to go by. If you're good like that, then you do your thing and you go to autoplay. I use the standard swipe, click the swipe, and then I want to do it in presenter mode. I'm going to show you how that looks. We're going to go ahead and we're going to present it. And what happens is right here, you can actually even put a timer on it to see like how everything works with your presentation. You can time your presentation so you know for next time, which is a good thing. And this is what they are seeing. So if you want to have an idea of what is being presented, you can look at this just to get an idea, to make sure that it looks good. And then you come here and you do your talking points and you say what you need to say, and then you can click and you can go to the next one. And then you do your talking points and you click and you can go to the next one. Okay, so this is for you to view, but know that when you're doing your presentation out of Canva, this is what people are actually going to see. They're going to see it in this big screen like this. Okay, and that's because we have it in presenter mode. Okay, when we're doing it like this, because this allows you to be the presenter, to see the information. You can see the time, how long it's taking you to present and everything. All right, so that is presentation. All right, so we'll X out of that. And say, for instance, that this presentation went really well. And so people were asking you, can I get more information, or I want to see it? You can actually give people access to this presentation like as a website. Okay, so a way that you could do that is that you want to name these pages. So you want to rename the very first presentation, make it, or something like that, right? The name of your presentation, you may want to do that. And then the second one, maybe overview. And then the third one, rename it to intro. The fourth one, we could just say sales or something like that. 5. pitch mistakes, okay? So now that we've named all of our slides, what we're gonna do now is we're going to create a website from this. And the way that we do that is we go to publish, and then we go down and we find website. And it's asking you if you want a classic navigation, that's across the top, right? And that means that they have to click on each navigation button at the top in order to see a new page. Or you can do a scrolling one page like website where they can completely scroll through and see the website, or you can do it a presentation type page where a multi-page where it's easy to control it this way, or the standard single site navigation with a bar, okay? So I'm gonna show you what this classic looks like. And this is what it looks like. It looks like a website, right? So the name of the website would be Make It, and then the first page would be Make It because that's here. And then you have your overview, and then our intro, and then the sales, and then the pitch. So that's why it's important to name your pages if you're gonna do something like a website like this, because you will be able to get the navigation at the top. If the pages are not named, it will not have a navigation here, okay? All right, so that is for that. And if you wanna see what a scrolling one looks like, we can do that. And this is what the scrolling website looks like. Pretty much they just have to scroll to see. And that's it. This is really great for if you do proposals for your clients like I do, you can create a proposal in Canva, and then you just give your clients access to this web and they can kind of review it that way. If they need to share it with other team members, it makes it super easy. And what you do is you just share it, the URL, you copy it, and that way you share it with them, like maybe in a bit.ly link, they paste it, and then they will be able to have access to it, just like that. Okay, I didn't mean to get out of the website, all right? And so then we have the presentation type website, and that's where you can have like the functionality of all of these different things. We'll go with our white. Okay. So they can look at it just like a presentation. Okay. And then there is the standard. And the standard means that they can actually, scroll through it this way, but they can also use the navigation to get there. Okay. So that is everything for the website. And I think it's really fun. I like the idea of it. I've used it already twice for proposals for clients, and both of them accepted. So I think it's a really good thing that Canva did that. I really like the idea. I love the idea that you can actually embed also. You can embed presentations or any of your designs on Medium or WordPress or any of your websites. Really, you just have to embed. You can use the Divi, or you can use the HTTP, like like for WordPress, or you can do an HTML. Okay, and you can do it and you can make it so that it's live. Once you do it, you make it live, and any changes that you have to make, you never have to take it down, because any changes made here in Canva will automatically update wherever you're going to be embedding it. Okay, so that goes for these type of presentations, but also even just designs. So how amazing is that you can put a design on your website, and if you have to update something, you don't have to take it down and then re-upload it to your website. You can just make the changes right here in Canva. So I think that is really pretty cool that they added that. All right, and so that's it for the presentation side of things. And so I believe we went through just about everything that I wanted to show you, except the resizing. Let's see, and I think, let's see, was it the dashboard as well? So the dashboard. So now that we have some things down here in the dashboard, a great thing that Canva also added here is that you can take a look at your dashboard and you can see how many pages do you have in a design. And sometimes you may forget, like, what did I put in this one? You can easily just leave your mouse right here over it, and it'll just automatically show you what's in there. Isn't that really cool? I love that added thing. And then you can do the same thing here with this one. Okay. And if you wanted to open it, you could open it by clicking it, right? So you can make a copy, you can move it to a folder, you can download everything that's in this folder, or you can move it to trash or click on it to open it like we did. So what I wanted to show you is the resize and how it looks when you resize. So this is a social media design. We're gonna resize this to a Twitter post. So we're gonna copy and resize. It's gonna bring it up in the next page, and then you see how it brings it, and it's not really pretty like it was in the other one. We have to kind of work to get it the way that we want it. So we're gonna have to do that to get it back like how we wanted it, you know, how it was before. To do that, right? And then same thing with these images. We'll have to bring them over here, maybe bring them out, make them bigger. And that's all I'm doing. I'm just clicking and moving. Bring this, looks like this white is here. So move that white over there. Move this over, right? So it's just about repositioning and everything. So that's what you'd have to do if you resize, right? So imagine just this little bit of work that you have to do, and you know, and you don't have to recreate the entire thing. Another thing is if you need to move a bulk of information and you don't want to do it one at a time, you can click right here, not on the canvas, but right under the canvas here, and then you can select it. And then you can, let me do that again. Select and then click. It's gonna let me do it. My goodness. Okay, there we go. And then you can move it all at one time. Okay. And then you may find that some images are just too, you know, are not really good for the Canva. So you may have to change the images. Right? And if you have to change it, you can go to your uploads and then find another image to replace, and voila. There you go. All right, change so that it looks better. And now you have all of your images that you created positions and ready for Canva. And again, any of this can be changed. If you don't like the wording of this in here, you can change the wording. You can change the font to something else. And again, it's grouped. So if we want to ungroup it, we can ungroup it. That way we can change. We can move things around the way that we want to. We can position everything like we want. We can change our text. You know, you can put whatever it is that you want here, right? Do whatever you want. This is your design, right? So you can change it. You can change the color of this. Right, do whatever you want. You can change, move this hands. I think this was also grouped. You can ungroup this so that, let's see. Position them how you want them. Move each piece separately so that the design works in the new size that you created. Okay, so that's what you would do. It'd take a little bit more work. You may have to even kind of bring this out, or you can even make this text bigger. Okay, so that is it pretty much for Canva. All right, so this is Canva 2.0, and these are all the different amazing things that you can do in Canva 2.0. I hope that this kind of helped give you an idea as to how Canva 2.0 works and how it's different for those of you that are working in Canva 1.0, how it's different from Canva 1.0 and all the amazing things that you can do now in Canva 2.0 with all the really neat, cool features. in here. All right, so thank you so much for joining me for today's training. If you like this, please, please, please give me a thumbs up and leave a comment below if you have any questions about anything. You can also find me on Facebook. Lakeisha Sarba Biz, B-I-Z, is my business page. I'm on Facebook and I'm also on Instagram. I would love to connect with you, so please make sure that you connect with me below the video here. But if not, I look forward to seeing you in the next video. So again, thank you so much for joining me today, and I'd love your feedback. So thank you. Make sure that you drop it below. All right, thank you so much, guys. Bye.